Yeah, I've thrown my updates in, so I I was thinking that I could probably fill in this time by giving other announcements at MoonDAO so that the people joining us, aren't just listening to silence for 10 minutes. So we've had three proposals that have passed in the last week, and so I just want to talk about them a little bit and what they mean. And yeah, maybe I can just like share my screen while we wait. Um, so you guys can see the actual proposals and also see the voting platform that we use. All right. Yeah, so this is this website here is called Snapshot for those that aren't familiar. This is where we post all of our proposals, and then yeah, anyone with V which means it's voting escrowed Mooney, can vote on each of the proposals. And so yeah, we had uh yeah, these two proposals that passed. Um, this one's a distribution of the Mooney in the Treasury, and yeah, you can see the voters here. Basically, this is a vote to define what we're going to do with the money that's sitting within the treasury. Um, and another one here is project system updates. And by the way, so what you see here on Snapshot is an abstract that just gives like a high level overview about the proposal itself. And you can get to this by going to vote.moondao.com. That'll take you right to our Snapshot space. But yeah, it's important that people read the proposals. So if you click on the link here, you'll be able to actually read the full thing. This one's a little bit longer because it's our whole project system. And projects are basically like how work gets done at MoonDAO. So different members within the DAO can form a project and then have that project be voted on by the community for funding. So if yeah, anything's broken or people want funding for something that they want to do, it could be a research initiative, it could be a tool that they want to build to support MoonDAO. Yeah, they can basically get together with others and receive funding from the DAO. So um, yeah, this new version will be up on our docs soon, so people can read that. And if you're not familiar, if you go to docs.moondao.com, you can see our brand new docs page, which Phil and Mitchie helped a lot with, Colin too also. Yeah, and you can read all about MoonDAO, the mission, how governance works, how projects work. This will be updated with the new proposal that just passed. Yeah, we also just recently added this master plan doc, and then also an updated roadmap. So yeah, lots of cool stuff happening. Yeah. And currently still up for vote are 5 amendments to our constitution. So if you haven't voted on those yet, if you haven't checked those out, go to vote.moondao.com. If you're seeing an issue where you can't vote because you don't have voting validation, you're going to need to create Gitcoin passport. So this is what we use to basically determine proof of personhood. So it's totally anonymous, but this just prevents people from creating multiple bot accounts and then voting on proposals, and giving whatever they favor an edge. So yeah, if you sign in here, you can create your passport, and then that registers immediately with Snapshot. Um, you can also go to our app. If you click here, oh, need to fix this. These are kind of out of alignment, but yeah, you can see like how you can get Mooney, stake it for voting power. If you click here, you can lock your Mooney. Can prove humanity. This takes you to Gitcoin Passport, which we're just at. Guild XYZ. So this is how we do role management within the Discord. So if you do get Mooney, you can connect using Guild XYZ. This will register your wallet and basically give you access to other channels within the DAO. Yeah, and you can also create proposals. This takes you to the ideation channel. And yeah, there's a lot of other stuff here on the app. If you guys haven't gone through this before, you can sign up for 0G flights. You can, I see Ben here. This is a partnership with LifeShip to send your DNA to the moon. You also send an ashes kit, and you can also send images to the moon. So this actually mints an NFT, and then lets you, and then actually will digitally put that on the moon, which is interesting. We also have a marketplace. This is just art. This is the first MoonDAO collection that we've made. So this is kind of a demo test run of like what the marketplace will look like. And if you'd like to, help us demo it and be kind of a beta tester of it, then you can get one of these shields for it's a little bit of Mooney. I think 29,000 Mooney. That's probably around like $10 worth. Not too much. Yeah. Yeah, I'd give this a look. You can also get Mooney through this like join MoonDAO flow, become a citizen. It walks you through basically the steps that you need to do to join the DAO. And this is actually being updated right now to simplify it a little bit more. I think I'm getting a spinny wheel because I'm not on the right. I need to switch over to Polygon. Here we go. But yeah, this is like a nice little flow that just walks you through like how to join MoonDAO. Yeah, and there's a few different options here. You don't have to necessarily, this locks Mooney for you. Yeah, a lot of words here, but it's worth reading and understanding how what's going on. But yeah, that's that's a quick little demo. I think we're almost here at the 10-minute mark, so we can get started. But yeah, thanks for listening to me walk through these little updates. I'll pass it over to Mitchie to get us started.
Cool. Yeah, I just want to add one little small thing is that people who do get Mooney right now won't be able to vote on the things that are actively up on Snapshot at the moment. You have to have your V Mooney before the thing goes up on Snapshot, but I mean, it's definitely a good idea to still get it now so you're ready for the next one. But yeah, today should be a relatively short meeting. We only have the one item on the agenda, which is another one of the Constitution updates, the one that we tabled last week. I put Ryan on there. You posted the thing in ideation, and yeah, I think Ryan, if you want to take it away on that and walk us through the proposed change.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if one of you guys can share your screen. I'm doing my cell phone here and my desktop with the other account, so that's why I'm in here twice. But yeah, it's basically I just took language from the previous core contributor documents that we're using to kind of take the top 5 contributors from each quarter and have them continue serving on the Senate. I saw there was some kind of last minute comments and thoughts from Pablo and Michi, so I'm not sure where we stand, but yeah, it's basically trying to formalize that structure in our constitution and perfecting the language there. But I don't know if we should table this for another week as we try and co-work the actual final language. You guys can share your thoughts.
Yeah, I added some yeah, last minute thoughts there to the um, proposal. Is basically, I mean, it's nothing too major. The only thing is kind of like removing the last two sentences, which just kind of create a differentiation between at whose discretion. So, like, the previous Senate members are not at the discretion of the astronaut to be invited for the next season. Um, but then people who are moon settlers, that is at the discretion of the astronauts. And I was just kind of thinking that it doesn't make so much sense for me to say, oh, one person deserves it because they were already a senator. I feel like it's valid either way, and they should just be invited. Um, and then there's also like a a part in here that says that they need to attend Senate meetings and do proposal reviews, and that's already inside of the Constitution and sort of like the project system of, like, if you're serving on the Senate, then you have to do these things. So I just thought that that could be snipped out to just to save on wording space. It's a little redundant, but yeah. Other than that, oh yeah, and then also using the. I mean, this isn't a sticking point for me. Like, I'm okay with having the phrase core contributors, but I think that we already have a lot of different, like, names for things. So we've got rocketeers and senators and core contributors, and they're all slightly different. And so I it might just be okay just calling them senators. These people that are elected through this method, and then um yeah, and we can still retain the differentiation that, like, they manage that community coordinate, or we can say maybe any senator can vouch and give to community members. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think that it could benefit from, like, some simplification, and then also, and this is kind of unrelated, but I've been in DAOs where the main difference between, there's sort of like these core contributors and then the rest of the DAO, and I didn't really like how there's kind of like this in group out group, and so I think that, just, I don't know, I've got a little bit of an aversion just to that, like, core contributor wording. Whereas I like how MoonDAO, how we do it, where it's like everyone's roles are just defined by the work that they're doing, and then we have a method of being elected in through the members, and core contributors totally still does that, but it's just a word that I don't know. It's just um I've just seen it be kinda, like, misused before, I guess. But yeah, those are all my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't. I mostly agree. I think this could all be simplified. It is kind of useful to have a term um, for these rocketeers if they are the ones managing the community circle. But I kind of wanted to get Ryan's take on opening that up to just be all senators and what you see as the broader context.
I think that's already kind of been implemented. At least that's the way I took it, as I recall from the projects V5 that we just passed, that it was kind of already opened up to all senators, unless I'm mistaken. But I think that would be handled from the project system as opposed to this in any case. As opposed, who can accept people to the community coordinate, I mean.
Okay, because I think if it's open to anyone or any one of our senators, then I don't really see the need for the special term.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid any kind of special terms in general. I mean, that was an initial goal of this too, like not creating another term in Discord or not creating any additional terms, because I do think we are overloaded. But yeah, I mean, I agree. basically with everything Pablo said, except perhaps at the discretion of the astronauts for the moon settlers, just because we've seen maybe in the past, I don't know, people that could potentially qualify, but maybe would not be, have not really shown any kind of interest in the governance process there. So I don't know if we really do want to do that, or still leave it up to our astronauts to kind of say, okay, you're kind of ready to step up into this other role.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think we could potentially do something where, I mean, it says like are invited to serve as Rocketeers. Um, should that be like both the? I mean, we've also had Rocketeers that don't really demonstrate that much interest in reviewing proposals or stuff like that. So maybe they should both be kind of contingent on this like discretion of the astronauts. But I do maybe potentially worry about like I don't know if like the astronauts like didn't agree with some senators' votes in the previous quarter that they could block someone from continuing on, and that could be like just a way of like consolidating their power or something. So
Yeah, I wouldn't
yeah.
want to see that for previous Rocketeers
Mm,
at the discretion of the astronaut. Like if they've been a Rocketeer and they've been voted on, by the DAO or whatever, and then meet this qualification, and that was the intention, that they would be able to continue serving on, provided they show the results and retroactives. But in the case of moon settlers, I think it is a bit different
mhm,
as to how we handle that. Um, it could be the astronaut, or it could be, I don't know, a couple members of the Senate, or maybe we eliminate that in general. But I do think we run the risk of, by not potentially inviting moon settlers, we just continue shrinking our number of Rocketeers and senators. And, I'd rather see that pool kind of grow as opposed to shrinking,
yeah.
because we've already seen that, like, there's less and less people, quote unquote, meeting the requirements or whatever, qualified to serve, because we've said that you have to be a moon settler before you can be a Rocketeer. We've set a lot of barriers to becoming a Rocketeer, I guess,
Mhm.
or we have in the past.
Yeah. Well, okay. Maybe so let's see. I'm I'm just gonna maybe so I guess we're on the same page around getting at least this clause, the like playing a proactive role in governance. That this is kind of already defined in the projects and constitution. So if we can get rid of this, so now we're left with any core contributors must have previously served as Rocketeer for at least one quarter. But I guess this isn't true because they could be moon settlers, but so maybe we could even get rid of the sentence entirely and just say, um, you know, moon settlers at the discretion of astronauts. Uh, so like if the uh, yeah, like yeah, I
I'll
guess
just
we
I'll
could
just
leave
speak
this
to the
sentence as is, yeah.
I'll just speak to the intent about the line that's crossed out. So the idea
Mhm,
there was that they are currently, like, doing something, they're currently involved in, like, Senate meetings, governance, whatever, even if they're not a voting member, but they're, attending meetings, they're doing things. It's not someone, who's disappeared a while ago and comes back as a moon
mhm,
settler or something, and then jumps up on the retroactive rewards. We've seen that too, where we've had previous contributors come back after a long absence, and then they get that designation for working on a project. We saw that, like, with the second astronaut selection, that project there. So I don't know. That was the intention, anyways.
mhm. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because the idea is continuity, so that they've been gone for a long time and they don't
Yeah.
They'd just be
I
stepping
suppo-
back up to vote.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I suppose that if they haven't been active in governance, they're being invited, so they could also just say no. If they've already disappeared. So yeah, if they're no longer active, I don't see them accepting the invitation necessarily. Um, and also I guess it is a bit ambiguous because yeah, it's like who is making this judgment call that they have been playing a proactive role in governance? Um, is this the astronauts? And if so, then would that mean that both Rocketeers and Moon Settlers joining are at the discretion of the astronauts?
I mean, yeah, we could remove that hurdle and see how it plays out, of course. And I guess for the moon settlers, at the discretion of the astronauts, you could just change that instead of the core contributor designation could serve on the Senate or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, maybe like can be uh, invited to serve on the Senate. And then do you feel okay getting rid of this in parentheses core contributors? And then
Yeah,
yeah. So
are invited to serve on the Senate. I mean, if you want to get rid of the word Rocketeers there.
yeah, maybe yeah.
This is all under Rocketeer definitions, but
Yeah. Yeah, I guess well I do think it is worth making a distinction though and saying, Rocketeers are project leaders and then Senate members and like they're slightly different concepts. Um, so you could be serving on the Senate but not be a Rocketeer and that you don't have a project at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, but even in that case, we give them the Rocketeer role, even if they don't
Yeah.
have a project. So
Yeah. Um, but we do define Rocketeers as, stewards of a project at MoonDAO. Um, I guess they're the stewards of the community circle project at the very least. um,
yeah, yeah,
that might be stretching the definition a little bit, but yeah.
I mean, we can table this for further discussion, but like we could change 2.2.1 to being the Senate and then having Rocketeers and this be subsections. Like the Rocketeers are part of the Senate, and this is they're two subpoints within this Senate because we have the member house, we have we have the Senate, we have the executive branch, but we just say Rocketeers, whereas Rocketeers is really a role, not like an entity within the governance of our DAO.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, we
that
could
would be
we could
a
adjust.
larger correction.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like Rocketeers are a term that's defined in the project system, but I prefer that the language here in the Constitution, honestly, would be like this is like a Senate
Yeah,
Senate member. Yeah.
it should be the Senate,
Yeah. And then this should say
and then we
like
define who serves on the Senate, which would
yeah.
be Rocketeers and retroactives, and the astronauts. all those things would have to be
Yeah.
specified here.
Yeah.
So it'd be like three roles that serve on the Senate, basically.
So I guess this doesn't have the full context. We should be looking at the full current constitution that we've got here. 'Cause I'm pretty sure, yeah, we've got yeah, this is Senate, and then yeah, we should have Senate is composed of Rocketeers. Each Senate member is a yeah. So we should be more specific here, because the astronauts have the right to one vote on the Senate, but that needs to be reflected here. So maybe we should table this for next week. It would still get in before the end of the quarter, which I think we should do. But I'd be open to yeah, maybe making this just a little bit clearer that like the Senate is Rocketeers, the astronauts, and the rollover from the previous quarter.
Yeah, I think we should. Sounds good.
Okay. All right, then yeah, we can. I guess yeah, we can table this and I guess move on to project updates.
Sure thing. Let's see here. So I just put it the same order as last week. Pablo, Brian, you're up first with 0G and then entity registration.
Okay. Yeah. So with 0G, we're actually meeting later today to finish up the like accounting and closing up the accounts for the project, and just kind of start to get everything squared away for the final report, and yeah, like returning the funds. We will have to get some funds sent back from 0G, who processed some of the payments. So we're gonna work with them and get that final tally, and hopefully the money sent back ASAP. But yeah, it's kind of depending on when they get back to us. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it for 0G. I don't know, Ryan, if there's anything you want to add.
No.
Cool. And then entity registration, we are bug bashing right now, so we have a full end-to-end demo that like allows you to create an entity and manage it, update its contents, and define its members and all that. But yeah, we're just ironing out some of the kinks. Yeah, and we should have something to demo for other people by next week. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, nothing there yet to, I guess, share visually. And then I guess while I'm going, I can also update on the second astronaut. We are going to be announcing the second astronaut in an event next week. So yeah, we're going to be doing a Twitter space with the winner, and announcing them and giving you guys more details about who won. So really excited about that. And yeah, I think that's it for projects that I'm on. Yep.
That announcement, I think you said, is on the 27th.
I think so. I think it's yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday the 27th.
Yeah, so we'll send out a Twitter space link. Yeah, so people can tune in. Yep.
Cool. All right. Next, we'll hand it over to Phil for space-time protocol and DeSci CVs.
Hey, mic check.
We can hear you.
Great. First on the space-time stuff, me and Ashley met with Open Lunar today. They're really excited about having a role in this project and building a time card. And we talked about risk mitigation. I put some details in the progress update. The original request that we sent basically is like a soft no or a please improve it. Since that request was for me and Ashley like building the time card ourselves. So the idea has evolved since then, and in the meeting they were really excited about doing the project with the university. So we'll resubmit the request with like a longer timeline of where we see it going, and hopefully get some sponsorship money from Open Lunar. And they requested that we look for partner organizations to basically match a donation if they put one in. Senior Design, the capstone project, they request at least like $10,000 total from organizations in order to like sponsor a project. So I'm looking around before I ask MoonDAO. I think there's other organizations that have deeper pockets and would be willing. But if it comes back to requesting some MoonDAO funds to help get us over the finish line and over that threshold of 10K total, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next week is the RIT meeting with the university. So before I move on, that's all I have with the space-time stuff. Before I move on, there are some messages in the chat that I don't think have been discussed yet. One is there's an official MoonDAO Discord account in here in the audience. I wanted to, Eliza noticed it too. We were wondering. Yeah. Okay. Mitch, you say that's Ryan. Ryan, your official MoonDAO?
Yeah, I'm just trying to record this. I've had a technical issue where if I talk while I'm recording, it doesn't record me. So I'm on my cell phone and desktop, just
okay.
trying to
Just
see if
making
this
sure
works.
it's not. Just making sure it's not an imposter like Shadow
Just me.
Pablo. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Manuel, it looks like you've got your hand raised. I added you to the stage beforehand, but I don't know if you have something else. Yeah, what's up?
Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt your agenda and your project updates. So is this the open floor now, or?
No, I'm not done with the project updates. I wasn't sure if you wanted to comment on one of the things we were talking about in the moment.
Oh no, it's fine. I just have some other updates. It's fine.
Oh, okay,
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
So DeSci updates. I personally went through and tried to publish some nodes. I made a new draft and updated one of them. Turns out the day that I tried to do that, there was a critical maintenance window that opened up on the back end. So DeSci is still doing maintenance, and we can create new draft nodes, but cannot publish those drafts. So if you're if you want to check it out, just know that the publish step to finally make it public, we're waiting for word from DeSci to when they can resolve whatever maintenance they're doing. And we're working with Carla and Eric and some of the other developers to stay on the pulse. So yeah, shout out to Royalty there for following up on that. And if you just another invitation to chat in the research channel. As an example, I was having problems, and that's okay, right? So just having problems in public, recording what I'm doing, and asking for help in the research channel goes a long way. So yeah, just sharing your experience there and in that channel would be great. That's it for status updates that I can think of for those two projects.
I have a quick question about the DeSci community validations. Is this project going to be carried forward like through next quarter, or like, I mean, are you submitting a final report and then doing like an extension proposal, or is it just rolling over, or what's the plan there? I think the date on it is set to end of this month.
Right. I'm gonna write a report and end the project. I'll bring up. We haven't discussed really if we want to continue it. As a team.
Please continue it.
What?
I said, please continue it.
Okay, yeah, I know. I think the work will continue for sure, like the activity, but as a project that's funded, I'm not sure if we should roll it over or just declare it as like, hey, we didn't meet our KPIs. Let's write a new thing with new KPIs. I don't know. Long story short, I'll write a report with Royalty and Carla for how it went for what we proposed. And then I'd like to keep it as like an ongoing activity, but TBD if it's going to be a project, a proper, capital P project.
Yeah, actually, I can jump right in here because yeah, guys, we are a DeSci DAO. I think it's necessary that we have a research working group. Let's not talk about guilds. This just hurts. But yeah, I mean, I think we have a very, very decent connection to labs right now. I'm in regular touch with Eric. I'm following the progress there. I think this week, I also joined our update call again, onboarding Liam, a good friend of mine, into the MoonDAO DeSci Labs working group as well. And Liam, he's a good guy. I mean, he previously worked with labs, so he knows about the tech stack, back end, front end, whatever, and also built out previously a citizen science collaboration platform for space. So it's like he's like a perfect fit for our research group here as well. So I would love to see this project continue. Even with you, Phil, leading the effort. I mean, you're not alone in this. You do not need to handle like everything in this group, but at least be there. If, for example, other people want to step up and support this initiative as well. So my idea was that I can also support you a little bit when it comes to community engagement and again onboarding like the right people to contribute and publish with MoonDAO and the DeSci Labs tech stack. So I think this can make sense. And yeah, this was like the first thing I wanted to bring up. Any thoughts from your end? And also like not only from you, Phil, but also from Pablo, Michi, Ryan, Colin, and Ben to the DeFi project.
Let's wrap up on the project updates, and then we can open it up with any other updates you have, Manuel. Yeah.
This was linked to the DeSci Labs project, so this is why I brought it up. I have like two other things, but yeah, first DeSci Labs.
Yeah, but I guess for the other two things, let's wait until we wrap up the updates.
Yeah, sure.
For the DeSci project, I mean, I agree with the intent. I think we should keep doing it as an organization. I want to stay involved. I think more people can be involved, but as the project structure is like a narrow, structured thing. in terms of like the process, and that's what I was. That's why I'm not sure if we should continue like putting this, effort of being a research organization and DeSci research in terms of what we're doing right now. Like, let's keep doing it, but should it be a project? In the constitutional sense. So yeah, I can argue, I think, one way or the I can argue for both cases, yes and no. So that says to me that it's worth another discussion, like a dedicated discussion. So
yeah, if I can bring like one, definitely more room for discussion here. My opinion on this is like, we have the project system to incentivize contributions, so that's cool. And for example, if we have like, I just, I'm just a open science maxi. I love decentralized science, so I think you already know my answer. But yeah, let's schedule maybe another call or open discussion here, because I have good points that I want to bring up in this discussion. That's why.
Okay, cool. Should we keep moving forward? What's next for updates?
Next is Colin with Marketplace expansion and Webmaster.
Yeah, not a ton of updates. I've been pretty focused on the entity registration project and integrating the image generator. But I have, I went into the MoonDAO GitHub and archived a good amount of repos we're just not really using. I deleted a few that we just never really did anything with. So just to clean it up, I removed them. And then I renamed the MoonDAO Vault repo to documentation. So anybody who has a fork may need to update their GitHub URL for that. And then, yeah, just kind of going through the app, adjusting styling, integrated the image generator. I guess that's not really part of the webmaster proposal, but just some updates. Working on adding a security checklist to the dev guide, so that when developers come into MoonDAO, they have something to reference as far as security and what they should be looking out for. And then other than that, just reviewed and merged pull requests for the docs repo. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. And thank you, by the way, for all your help with all that stuff as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. No problem.
Next, I guess, last year is Ryan with the Vitalia Makerspace updates, and I don't know why I don't have it on here, but I guess also newsletter.
Cool. Yeah, we're meeting a little later today actually to talk about doing the funder report and wrapping it up. So I don't have any major updates there. See where things stand. Newsletter. Yeah, just continue to send them out. See it at the ck.page link.
Sweet. And then yeah, we should also talk about adding that the links to the newsletter in the app. I don't know, Colin, maybe that's could be a back burner task for the webmaster.
Pretty sure we have an external link for that in the links drop down.
Yeah, I think it is there.
Newsletter.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, nice. Okay. I haven't seen that. It's just under links to newsletter. Does it take you to the the CK page? Yeah, this is great.
Cool.
Sweet.
I don't know if we just change it to like news or updates or something like that as opposed to newsletter, but
Yeah, I like news, and we could even maybe make it a top level thing in the nav bar, because I think it's it's the best way to keep up to date on what's going on at MoonDAO.
Yeah, it's definitely too buried right now.
Cool. Is that it for updates?
That is it.
Cool. All right. Yeah, we can open it up. Get Manuel back up here. Yeah, and anyone else that wants to join and discuss updates or anything else, yeah, feel free to join.
Here we go, guys. Thank you for the invite again. I raised my hand. That's cool. Yeah, I also want to share some updates. I think, yeah, the DeSci Labs update, we already did this whole thing. Let's continue it. And then there are, let me see, pre-alpha. I want to share pre-alpha. Because, guys, I know, we saw the, I saw Ryan's proposal for the pop-up city. We talked about this a couple of times. Good stuff. And also with the last makerspace proposal that I also brought to MoonDAO with Kyle and the rest of the community. This was like also from my point of view a success. I'm, really excited for the final report and what people actually did out of it. And yeah, in the next couple of weeks and months, there will be a lot of planning sessions with the Zuzalu people for organizing different tracks. So there will be a longevity track, AI, governance, legal engineering, and now there is also going to be a space track. So I'm directly involved in managing and organizing the space tracks during Zuzalu in Georgia. And I will love to invite all of you to stay there in Georgia, mid of this year, for a couple of weeks and months with a lot of other people working out DApps for space companies or DAOs with the space focus, and just have a really, really good time. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share. And actually, the funny story behind it is that, you know what, I believed in decentralized space acceleration for, from day one. I mean, this is like the main purpose why I'm doing most of the things that I do, combining like best of venture building and tech transfer and blockchain infra and crypto funding to make something meaningful out of it. So, and then I actually saw and got inspired by you, Pablo, and Ryan, when you promoted this whole space acceleration topic on X, on Twitter. So, and this is also one of the reasons why the official name of the Zuzalu Space Pop-Up City is SPAC, Space Acceleration. So, yeah, I'm just excited for this. Stay tuned. It's like super early planning phases. I'm structuring the whole track agenda right now. We are working with other tracks as well to make it happen. And then this whole fundraising / sponsorship topic is also like another chunk of the pie. So we are looking forward to also raise a little bit of money in the upcoming DeSci round on Gitcoin. I also invited Phil Yu to also create an application, frame it for the DeSci community on Gitcoin, and then also apply. I think it's exactly 1 month from now on Gitcoin, and we have 25K there, so that's cool. And we are also looking forward to raise a little bit of money for this space pop-up in Georgia through the DeSci round on Gitcoin. So yeah, if you have like any thoughts on this, just let me know. I would love to create, the second proposal for a MoonDAO makerspace for this pop-up city as well. So maybe Ryan, we two can just meet, maybe not this week or the weekend, but next week or the week after that, to just go through your report and take some of the best practices and learnings, and think about ways how we can also do it again. And then yeah, there are also like other sponsorship opportunities for the pop-up city. Yeah, but we just need to discuss it if it makes sense or not. I think we will definitely fill the funding gap with the money that we received by Susalu Georgia and also with the other fundraising efforts and so on. But I would love to see you there as well. So maybe we can also open up the discussion here. Yeah, and these are like some of the updates with DeSci Labs, with the stuff that you did, Phil, and how I want to contribute, and the pre-alpha for the pop-up city in Georgia mid of this year, and how I envisioned this to lift off. So event agenda, unconference, hackathons, grant programs, networking, community events, makerspaces, workshops. Oh, guys, I'm super excited about it. Let's do it. So, any thoughts? Anything you want to share? Are you available mid of this year, June, July? Yeah, to stay with me in Georgia. I'm really not sure what awaits me in Georgia, but yeah, the Georgia, the country
Yeah.
Georgia.
Your enthusiasm is infectious here. I really support the idea, but honestly, in terms of committing the time, even to write a proposal or write an application, I am stretched too thin. But I would love to basically be the hype man or the vision type of thing, where if someone likes one of the ideas I've had and wants to submit an application, I will get on a call and mentor it, essentially. But as far as in person and dedicating brain power, I just don't have the time personally.
Okay, you were talking about the application for the funding with the research
You
group,
covered a lot of stuff,
and then
yeah.
with Susalu.
You covered a lot of stuff. I'm not really sure. I just know that you asked me to apply for something and also stay with you in Georgia.
Yeah. I will tell you. I will tell you where you can get your money, and I will also tell you where you will need to book your flights. But it's another discussion.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the problem for me. And again,
Yeah.
This is a personal thing. I am happy to get on Discord and share the ideas that I have with people. If someone else wants to take the torch and carry it across the finish line, I don't care about taking credit for things. I don't care about who gets it done. I just want to see this kind of stuff get done. So this is like an open call to people in the audience too. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Whatever. I have a lot of ideas, and know basically how to form them in a way that can win an application. But I can't write them. I can't participate, unfortunately. So that's where I stand on that. Sorry, Manuel.
No, sorry. It's fine. I just also want to bring up that we have Katerina in here. So if you want to say hi, feel free to jump on stage. Because yeah, with the important work that you did, Phil, with DeSci Labs and putting papers on chain and doing your research there, I think this is pretty much the perfect fit for what Katerina did before. I mean, she's like right now, I think, working with Rod on Loonco and exploring like everything related to decentralized space, and super competent when it comes to space tech and engineering. So I think there's a good fit to for contributions. So just side story. Other thoughts for the Susalu pop-up city? Again, invitations out pre-alpha, so don't share it publicly, but we'll get back to you when we can share it publicly. Any thoughts? Anyone who wants to join? Michi? Canada, Georgia?
I honestly don't think I'll be able to commit the time to it right now. I've got a lot going on.
Nomad? Ryan does a nomad life.
Sounds
Yeah,
cool.
he does.
Georgia's been on my list for a while. Tbilisi.
I mean, guys, we won't need to stay like the whole time, the whole 1.5 months or whatever. I mean, again, it's like straight in the planning phase, but yeah, at least a day trip to Georgia or a week. Just some ideas. Never mind. We can talk about it. I will put it into ideation anyways. Ryan, let's definitely catch up next week for it.
Stir up some stuff in general too. I think instead of just so it doesn't get lost in ideation. Yeah, I think there's people that would be down that aren't on this call. So
Well, ideation is open and visible to anyone, and
Yeah,
I
but-
think it's a little bit more organized there. I'd recommend ideation.
Both.
Pablo, you want to join? States Georgia?
I don't know if I can commit to going out to Georgia right now, but I'll definitely keep it in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I also just wanted to bring it up, guys. For sure, we don't need to decide it now. For sure. But yeah, now you know. So all right, these were like all the updates that I wanted to share, and enjoy the rest of the week. From my end, I will be in London for DeSci London if anybody's there as well. Nobody in London for DeSci London? Yeah, no?
No,
Okay,
sorry.
never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. So we will probably meet again at the town hall or in Georgia. Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me the stage here at the town hall.
Awesome. Love it, Manu. I have an open floor topic that I just remembered. And in the 3 minutes I have left, I just wanted to say that I'm cooking what's going to end up being a proposal with some folks that have community management experience and stuff to basically have some folks that are dedicated with all their brain power on just the Discord community, both in like, encouraging the cohesiveness, but also making the channels easy to use, the onboarding process easy to use, and also moderation, stuff like that, so that like the staff, the MoonDAO staff can focus on their primary tasks, and we have a separate, not separate, but like a dedicated person or team that's like specifically for Discord and making it's what we want. And that'll be a project coming up. The roadmap for that in my head is that get some people with a lot of experience involved in MoonDAO, and then like use it as training for core contributors and volunteers, and just in general the community, to set it up to be sustainable and active.
Yeah, Phil, let's sync up on that to talk about a game plan around it. Yeah, we've had a lot of experience and a lot of goes at bat in terms of
Right.
like how we want to do moderation and
Yeah.
Yeah, what that looks like. We have in the past, had a bigger team that's doing moderation, but yeah, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of lessons. So let's talk about it. And yeah,
Great.
I do need to drop here though.
Same.
Yeah, but cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. You'll
Feel free to keep
soon.
going, but I do need to jump off. Thanks, guys.
I'll stick with you, Pablo, soon. Okay. I have to go
All right.
too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All the best. Goodbye.
Bye.